Alrighty. So I want to talk today about the significance of August 27th. This is a cusp between Leo and Virgo. So Leo is a fire sign, which is symbolized by the lion. So it has a very proud sense about it. It's very dynamic. It's really bold. It's very passionate in nature. Leo says, live big, live loud, and live hard, and enjoy your life. The whole idea of Leo's season is the celebration of who you are. Putting yourself out there, having fun, going to parties, and just feeling what it feels like to be alive, to embrace the fun, to get swept off your feet, and to follow the inspiration that you feel is calling you in your heart, because Leo rules the heart. When you feel Leo energy, you feel very creative. You feel an enthusiasm, a joy, and a curiosity to do more with your life. When it comes to your own authentic expression, that's how you know that Leo energy is showing up. It's a very creative energy. And so if you think about the lion, which is very proud and wants to be very loud and big and in charge and in control, having the circus, running the circus, playing around at the circus. Then we have Virgo that comes in to help clean up the mess. So when we shift from Leo, which is a fixed fire energy, that fixed signs are very loyal, but they're also very willful. Once they have a goal, once they have something that they want to attain or achieve or go after, there's no stopping them. So Leo rules the desires that you have on an internal level from your heart. That's what the sign is all about. And we can have some fun because Leo wants to brighten everything up. Look at the colors. Let's, wear something flamboyant. Let's, make this house very, artistic. Let's put mirrors all around us. And I think that the cusp between Leo and Virgo is the cusp of exposure because Leo looks in the mirror and then sees itself and, it's the sign that is worthy of saying, actually, I'm going to do this because I have really dry hands. So I'm going to just put lotion on my hands. And that actually is a good segue into Virgo energy. Because what Virgo is, it is about cleaning. It is about rules over skin products for your health, for your well-being. But then the other thing I wanted to say here. Now, Leo, looking in the mirror. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all? So the downside of Leo can be caught in the ego, caught in, oh, I want everyone to admire me, look at me, and I want to be, the best. It is, Leo can, at the shadow level, lend itself to narcissistic qualities, but I believe that is only because Leo may not feel secure within itself and may need the external validation to give it praise, to give it that love. But the high road is internal validation, loving yourself as you are, where you don't need the praise. You're not trying to control situations and not trying to be selfish and vain and full of yourself in a negative way. And talking about full of yourself, it's a good thing when you feel proud of who you are and you want to express who you are, which also sort of goes to Aquarius, where you're expressing yourself in a creative way, but you're not so wrapped up in what other people think of you. You're not so wrapped up into the audience of other people. You can feel good about yourself and you express yourself from your own authentic creativity, being your individual, unique self as you are without needing other people to define you. Um, but then being sort of vain comes from a place of insecurity and, um, always seeking or needing that external validation. So that's where it can turn on the shadow sides, but um, it's sort of, Leo is can be a sign that is about the audience and being the center and everyone's revolving around you. And it can be, well, if I press a button and it can give me that validation that I'm looking for, then it can make me feel good and proud and in love with myself. But I think that has to come from an internal place of, how does it feel inside your heart? So, um, the first astrologer that I've ever followed did an impression where she was acting at the Leo sign, and it was exaggerated, mind you. But she was saying, "Oh well, I wish that there was a button that I could press that could go, yay, Deb, yay," um, you know, and that's that kind of thing where approval from other people and that external validation. Is there flying here? Yes, there is. Thank goodness it's just a fly. Um, I would either just notice it and react in a rational way or freak out and, you know, anything like that. So, anyway, we're talking about Leo energy. So, Leo is just, make a mess, be creative, be who you are, have fun. Um, but then we introduce Virgo, which is more about details now. So, on August 22nd, when the sun shifts into Virgo, now we're talking about back to school season. So as soon as the sun enters Virgo, school begins. Um, and so for me, anyway, my first, because I go to community college right now in my life, and August 23rd is going to be that first day that I will be taking classes, which is the first day of Virgo season. So Virgo comes in with a desire to clean up and organize what Leo has set in place and actually tangibly do the practical steps to make whatever creative desire that you have a reality. So, now that you had fun and now that we looked at your authentic self expression, what can we tangibly and practically do about that in the material world? And also, how can we serve others from a practical place? Because Virgo is both about, well, I am taking care of myself, but then I'm also making a difference in other people's lives by serving others. And I'm not, you know, I'm doing this and I'm putting myself into it, and it's all about me helping you. It is about Virgo being of use to help the other, to help somebody else, to do something practical for them, to be a practical helper, lend a hand to be useful in that person's life in some way that really, really matters to a Virgo when they are in service to another person, when they are doing what's called other help, where you're not so caught up, inside yourself, because we're talking about the self, when it comes to Leo, is this very high focus, very high attention on yourself, putting a spotlight on you, like being very self-conscious. You're working on yourself, you're looking at your self-expression, your creativity, your image is another very important thing for Leo. And that can come with that Leo season time frame where the sun is shining a light on how we need to individually express ourselves at this time. So then Virgo looks at our flaws, not just the glittery, shiny, wonderful things, the amazing, beautiful things about ourselves, but it can really, when the sun is moving through Virgo, it can really have us take a look at our flaws that we need to accept, that we need to come to terms with, that we need to admit. And what can we constructively do to improve those flaws? But so anyway, I think that when when Virgos are in service to somebody else, when they are getting off of themselves and their own details to deal with, and getting very in the mind and absorbed into their own problems, and once they find a constructive use for that mean internal dialogue and the criticism and the problems that they have, then they can find a greater sense of meaning in life. There is just such a satisfaction when it comes to Virgo feeling like I am on top of things. I am being of service. And I am using my time and energy in a productive way. So that is really what Virgo, invites whenever, there's the Virgo season. So we clean up, organize, declutter. It's back to school season. Sharpening the pencils, all those kind of things. And that can be a nostalgic time of year for going back to school. A time to get serious. And it's also a time to clean up for the fall. We're also prepping for the fall. We're also sort of getting things ready for the fall, doing a fall cleaning. So cleansing activities, cleaning, purifying your space, making yourself feel at a higher vibration because you feel more content. Because Virgo seeks to create a sort of sacred, organized, efficient space and system that can work out for you. I also think that Virgo rules over the little things that make up who you are. Those little details, your daily habits, your routines, what you do in the morning, how you live your life, how you function, how you structure your life, and how you go about your life. Little by little, how you manage it with your physical health, with your emotional health. Whatever you do defines who you are in huge ways. So Virgo really asks you that. Virgo season asks you to take a look at those little things, but it's a good idea to look in the mirror, figuratively and literally, during the cusp of Leo and Virgo, embracing the wonderful, beautiful, creative, amazing parts that you feel good and proud of yourself for having to love yourself, because Leo rules over self-love, and it's about loving yourself as you are, and what can you do that shows that you love yourself. Both Leo and Virgo is more practical. Like, I'm going to take care of myself now, but then also seeing what can you, what's not working in your life, and what can you improve. What can you make better in a way that is not, oh, I'm not enough, I should be doing more, because Virgo lives with shoulds. coulds, would'ves, just floating around its mind. It's super judgmental. But if Virgo can have a sense of self-acceptance for the present moment and step back and move through their life in a slow and steady, peaceful way, taking their time and taking care of the details that they need to take care of and improving themselves in a way that is not obsessive compulsive, that is not critical, that is not beating themselves up, to know that they are enough, but then to know what they can improve on at the same time. And to just accept and embrace probably the perfect imperfections of the world and themselves. That's really where they can evolve. Through Pisces, surrender, love, compassion, healing, spiritual healing. Yeah, so that's just my thoughts for the cusp of Leo and Virgo. Talk about two very self-conscious energies that are very different from each other because they semi-square each other. Whenever you have two signs that are one sign and then the next sign, they semi-square each other. So this is what I'm talking about here. They're very different, but they can come together and counterbalance and teach each other and learn from each other in huge and valuable ways. So I hope that was helpful, interesting. I actually am doing this live stream because I did another live stream on August 22nd of last year that I deleted. And it wasn't my best live stream. I was outside and the internet disconnected. I didn't have a whole lot to say. I was struggling for words. So yeah. Alright, I wanted to redeem myself. I wanted to come on and talk to you about this cusp. Bye everyone.